Hey there folks, it's Mark Johnson from tech-snobs.com. Today we're going to go ahead and do a full review of the Samsung Focus 2. Now this is on AT&T. Overall, there's a lot to like about it. And I'm going to start off by saying that, a lot of things that people always ask about a phone when they see a smartphone, they want to know how much is it. And honestly, this one comes in right at $49. You really can't beat that price for what you're getting, especially if you're a person that's just getting into smartphones. You want to, just get a taste of the whole smartphone craze and what's going on. And the performance that what you get with this device is very, very good for the cost. I mean, it is a basic device. Windows Phone really doesn't look much more different than any other Windows Phone you've seen. So if you've seen Windows Phone, you've seen one, you've seen them all. But there's still a lot of good things to like about it. Now, I will start off by saying with the Samsung devices, you do get a special app, well, their own kind of window of apps, and that's the Now. And when you go into the Now, you actually, as it loads up, it has its own preloaded stuff. It's got its own weather, it's got its own news in here, you got some stocks, currency, and then you can set up tweets and so forth from here. So it's a pretty nice touch. I like that there. And then there's also some additional camera apps, and little tweaks that it does have on this device. Now, it does have a 5-megapixel camera. This is an LTE device, which I got some very nice speeds on. And kind of comparing it, I'm a big fan of Windows Mobile. Windows Phone 7. Used to be a Windows Mobile fan too back in the day. And I'll say this, compared to the old Focus, it definitely feels better in my hand. And a lot of that, I think it is just a tad bit thicker. But it is not as wide. So since it's not as wide, it just feels a little bit better in here. It almost seems about the same width here, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't feel as wide in my hand. So definitely like the feel of it. Here's it compared to the iPhone, 4S. And then we'll also go ahead and compare it to the other Windows Phone, and my personal favorite at the moment, that's the Nokia Lumia 900. So there are some comparisons. Overall, it does have a 1.4 gigahertz processor on this. It's 4-inch Super AMOLED display, and it also does have dual cameras on it. So you can do Skype and video chat, which is a nice thing. If you're into Microsoft products, SkyDrive, Xbox Live, all those things fit very, very nice into it. Internet Explorer performance is actually better, than even probably what I would expect it to be, especially based on the original Windows Phone. After it got to update the Mango, it turns out pretty nice. So the performance there is good. It does have this fast app switching, which is, it's kind of their take at multitasking. I mean, it's okay. It's better than nothing, but it's nothing, super, spectacular, to say the least. The camera on here actually does take some pretty nice shots. I did take some pictures with it, and it's pretty good. It's 5-megapixel. Pinch to zoom works very well. And honestly, the performance of Windows Phone is very consistent across the board. I honestly would have to say it still is just a very, very smooth device. I mean, even compared to, and I've said this before, some Android devices, Windows Phone sometimes just feels a lot more smoother. And not just sometimes, matter of fact, mostly all the time. Now, obviously, with the newer Android devices, you can do so much more. You have more apps and you have more games, and you could do more with it. But for what you're paying for $49 on a 2-year contract, $399, flat out, I mean, it's not a bad device. Not a bad starter device. Compared to the first Focus, I definitely think, when this device came out in late 2010, this was $199, and I could definitely tell the big increase in performance, from one to the other. Now, obviously, that's almost getting close to 2 years, about 20 months ago, 19, 20 months ago. But even still, for them to come back out with this, especially with the LTE, that really does knock it out of the park there. So I can definitely recommend this. Now, I would probably say hold off with, a lot of these phones, when they come out, were planning months in advance because it takes so long for a lot of them to get into the market. is that because they're going to have Windows Phone 8 coming, and they got Windows 8 tablets coming, and they're going to have, you know, a lot of new things with Xbox coming, and I'm pretty certain that any device they're releasing now would work with it. But that would be my only hesitation with it. But honestly, if you're looking at this device and you want to spend $49, you're probably not really concerned with those things anyhow. So I honestly, you know, if you want to spend $50 and you want a Windows Phone, this is the one to get. Be sure to check more out on tech-snobs.com. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @atechsnob. And I'm also going to be doing some more things on Pinterest and Facebook as well. Thanks for watching. Take care.